Hey, good morning. Welcome to Resource Prepping. I'm your host, Greg. As you can see by the background, I'm in a different location. For personal reasons, things became too chaotic, and I had to find a place to live in a hurry, and that in itself is a story. But this all relates to God's promise to me, his foretelling, that number one, first off, I wouldn't die from COVID. That was from 2 years ago. He brought me back to life and told me, you shall not die from this. I have use of you. And he kept his promise. Even though I did die on the operating table, he brought me back to life. And then I struggled 3 more times, and this can be verified by the missus, who received phone calls saying, better make preparations, he's not going to make it. But God kept his word. The Lord kept his word. I did not die from COVID. Since that time, the Lord has also made another promise to me in the form of a dream, which I have shared with you prior to that. The second part of the dream has now come true. In my dream, in his prophecy that he gave to me regarding my personal life, first off, he showed me that I would be working in a hospital, and it's really amazing how he keeps his word, because it always comes through at the right time, at the right moment, at the perfect time. I had applied to one hospital and received an invitation for interview for numerous jobs there at the hospital, and I declined one and was declined by 2. So I was not working at the hospital at the time of this dream, and I was beginning to wonder if it was maybe in my head that I imagined that. However, right after the last appointment I had that I was declined for work at the one hospital, I received a phone call from a recruiter from a second hospital, and she informed me that they had seen my application stuck in the system, and they got it to unjam, whatever you want to call it, and they called me and asked me if I wanted to apply and have an interview, which I did do. And now, 2 months later, I'm working at a hospital. And it is quite the experience. But that is part of his prophetic dream. Another part of the dream that he gave to me has come true. And he said that in order to follow me, you will lose everything. And that part has now been fulfilled. As you can see in the background, I'm in a different location, and I basically had to liquidate all my assets in order to have a place to live. Things just became too chaotic at the house with the lady that I've been with for 30 years. And we're still friendly and everything else like that, but I've had to move out. That is the second part. I have virtually lost everything. And when I was looking for a place to live, and it was on a specific time frame, I became very frustrated and said, I'm on a wait, every place I went to look for an apartment, everybody said, well, there's a waiting list. And the amount of rent, the deposit, I don't know how they expect anybody to be able to rent an apartment. They want first month rent, deposit, second month rent, and then a deposit, which is absolutely ridiculous. And the amount of rent is just skyrocketing because there are so many people that have lost their homes or moved into the area that needed a place to rent. And I was becoming really, really frustrated. And I'm like, I don't know how I can do this. And I lifted up a prayer to the Lord and said, I need help. I have 1 day left and I need to find a place to go. And I'm out of options and I need your help, Lord. If this is what you truly want, then, I need help. So on the way home from another disappointing appointment, looking at the apartment, I mean, they all make it look like it's a bed of roses, but when you get there, it's really not quite the place you want to go, and they want top dollar. I said that prayer on the way home, and I just pulled into one place I've never been here, never looked, never even seen any place advertised, and I pulled in, and I found the manager, and I said, would you happen to have a place to rent or rent to own or buy or lease or whatever that I can possibly afford? And she said, believe it or not, she goes, we've actually have 2 places that just became available. And she goes, you've hit it perfect timing, because that never happens, but we have 2 places. I said, really? I said, would you mind showing me, and maybe we can do this? So she showed me, and I'm like, okay, this is a very nice place to live. Not my ideal place, but it is home and can be made into something rather nice. She told me the numbers, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? This is, to come up with the money needed was, kind of depressing. So again, I lifted up the prayer, and suddenly I found a buyer for my stuff, and I had just enough to put down and move in on the very last day. I was on the time given to me. And believe me, when you move into a place and literally have nothing, you have lost everything. But God did keep his word to me, and it is perfect timing each time, every time. And the members of the church were like, are you kidding me? That really happened? I'm like, you're a member of the church. You're one of the elders. Why would you doubt that? And they were saying, God really is looking out after you and everything else. Since that time, I have bought some furniture, minimalist, bought some furniture, been putting it together. No, it's not IKEA, but it's from another place. And it's nice. And I have been, again, rebuilding things, starting from nothing and rebuilding that. I still have my job, still have my health, still working. And that was the second part of the prophecy. So I've lost everything. I'm rebuilding it. However, the third part that is really critical and crucial is that in this dream, the prophetic dream, not only did he reveal I would lose everything to follow him, but also, and I have mentioned this before, there is in the dream a major conflict here across this nation. Now, I do not know, nor am I predicting nor telling you anything, because there's no date or year or time was given to me, except in the background. And in this conflict, it is armed and it is deadly. It looked to me in the dream, and it was, the leaves were green, the grass was green, people were wearing a variety of colors of coats. So it was not summertime, but it might have been, like I said before, spring, late spring, maybe early summer, but people were in and wearing warmer coats, spring jackets and that stuff, but there was a major conflict. I do not know the cause of it. I do not know why it happened, but it did happen, and that is the start of the fall of the United States, is as my impression goes. So be prepared for that. I am truly thankful to the Lord that once again, he shows that perfect is each and every time. He does keep his word. I am okay. Just working a lot, a little tired, but getting through it. My message is believe in the Lord, follow the Lord, trust in the Lord, and ask the Lord for help and guidance. And when it is his time, not your time, his time, he will deliver to you as promised. And that has been the case each and every time with the Lord and myself. I am truly amazed. I am truly thankful and grateful for the new experience and a roof over my head and food to eat. So keep an eye open on the events that are occurring and potentially will occur. And my advice to you is be ready. It is a major conflict. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate you. I certainly do thank you. I'm on a new adventure. For how long, I do not know. But it's nice. Thank you, Greg out.